Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of X4, the 4.0 Ultimate Beginner's Guide, and today we're going to be talking about a couple of things that have been brought in by 4.0 that's going to really help us today. First one I'm going to show you is to do with mining, the second one is to do with trading. So to save time, so I can show you both at the same time, I've gone ahead and I bought a trader, which is a medium trader. I'll show you the details of that in a moment, which is, well, actually we'll do it right now. So this is the trader that we've picked. So if I press upgrade repair at, this is all it is. So it is a medium Mercury Vanguard. The Mercury Vanguard holds more container storage. Yes, slightly more expensive. If you can't manage to afford to get a medium, then get a small and work your way up to a medium, doing the exact same thing I'm going to show you today. There's no extras. The only other thing I've done obviously is our usual docking computer Mark II. And it obviously needs a trading computer because it is a trader. Nothing else has been changed. Everything else is just a standard low preset. This is going to stay in our friendly area. Well, relatively friendly area. So I've not loaded it up with weapons and all sorts of stuff like that. So we've gone ahead and got that. So we'll get to that in a short while. However, the first thing I want to go through, which should hopefully help anybody having issues with mining still, is I'm going to show you another thing that 4.0 has brought in. And that is the recurring orders or repeat orders. This here has been set up for a recurring order. You can see here it's got a mine and it's got a sell order. This is our medium miner that we got earlier on. I've changed a new location for it. Now somebody asked me, what is the point on all of these resource probes? Do they actually do anything? I've kind of tested it with and without, and I usually notice that the AI miners tend to be a little bit quicker when it comes to resource probes. I think the resource probe tells them where they are and they just go straight to them. But they can manage without perfectly fine, and it's not really that much difference. For us, however, it definitely is different. As you can see here, I have set my mine location to the point that has the most ore. It's 25 kilometers cubed. Right in there. I have figured out what the numbers are. Somebody very kindly mentioned it to me on Twitter, and I'm sure when we get the feedback from Egosoft it'll be the same answer. And also we've now got 25 instead of 26 that we previously had. The number in brackets is how much it has in total, and the number that's outside of the brackets is how much is remaining in that area. The more minus we put in it, obviously the more it goes down, but it does generate more as it goes, and I'm presuming it goes up to the maximum of 28. So thank you very much for letting me know about that. We had a confirmation of that. Right, so our other two miners aren't really doing much. Now, I've changed the second one for silicon. That one's going to be for what we do today, or it's going to affect what we do today, which is going to help us, hopefully, which we'll talk to about in a minute for mining. But as you can see, it's getting little bits of silicon, and that's all it's really going to get until we find new silicon deposits. Our miner, though, is full, and the hop very kindly destroyed the ore refinery that we actually had. So it's now just sat here, wandering around aimlessly. Now, if you remember, I mentioned if they do this, that what you can do. We're going to resolve this now that we've got a stable ore deposit. We're going to resolve this to something a little bit better, but you've got to keep an eye on it. When I say keep an eye on it, you know, over a greater period of time. So what we're going to do is first of all, you're going to go to your behavior. You're going to set this to repeat orders. Now, before you set to repeat orders, ensure you haven't told it to trade or anything like that, because it tends to play a little bit of hell when you do it. We're going to go to the repeat orders there, and then we're going to confirm it. It now changes this to an order queue, which says loop. You know, it's going to loop whatever you tell it to do. You can give it one command and get it to repeat that command over and over again. However, we don't. What we want to do is we want to sell our resources, and we want to sell it to an ore refinery that we know requires ore. From our, you know, wanderings around and stuff like that, using our trade filters if we so need to, we know that this ore refinery requires quite a fair bit. It now changes the trade orders for, and it says here, sell to the build storage, the refinery, or we can buy from. We want to sell to. It now comes up with this new trade instruction box. It's telling us that we're selling to the Argon refinery number 2, which is this one here. It says, use cargo capacity. That's how much we've got currently used. We want to sell ore because that's the only one we have available for it. The rest are what they'll take, but we can't do anything with. It says quantity to keep. If you wanted it to keep a little bit so that it can go on to another refinery, so if you've got a second one in the system and you want to sell 50-50, then that's how you would do that. And do minimum price. Now, if you want to be really tight on the pricing, so you want to get your maximum value, then play around with the minimum price. And it means that if the price falls above or below that, it's going to affect how the miner does it. Obviously, if the price drops below the minimum price, it's going to cut it off and not sell it, which means it's going to sit there and wait until there is a requirement for that resource that ends up having a higher demand for it, which is obviously going to increase the prices, and then it'll sell the resource. So something good there if you need to. I'm not too worried about how much money I'm going to make because I'm going to make money in other ways, but I need money full stop to come in, whether it's profit or not. It's all profit to me because it didn't cost me anything other than the ship, which has already earned its rights already. So I'm going to drop the price down to minimum. It doesn't affect what you sell the price at. It just means that it will sell it until it goes below that marker, and it can't go below that marker, so it will always sell it as long as there is storage available. I'm going to go ahead and confirm that. So now it's set to sell, so it'll now crack on and sell it. But now I need it to refill its storage, otherwise it's going to try and sell with nothing to sell. So I'm now going to set it to mine in our location we've spotted with our resource probe that we know is enough. And I'm going to tell it to select ore. It gives you a rough area here. This is where it's going to go around. So this isn't sector auto mine. Sector auto mine is still very, very useful and definitely something to start off with because it will go around the sector whilst you're getting yourself set up with resource probes and finding something that's good. It will try and find the station. So if you haven't spotted a station, it will find the station for you and sell it. And you can follow them trends and patterns to create your looping. So definitely don't overlook it. Our second one here is doing the same thing. We need to double check and make sure it's set up. Sell is number one, so it's going to sell and then it's going to mine. It now tells you it's going to dock and weigh, execute trade, and then move on to order number 2. Everything's set up and good to go. You can give it more orders if you so wish, but it's a miner, job done. Next one I want to talk about is our trader. Now, unfortunately, our trader may not be able to do this just yet, but we'll give it a try. We're set to repeat orders. Now, the good thing about the trader, and this is definitely worthwhile for the trader, is the trading thing here is ridiculous. It revisit known stations. That's all it's going to do, and all that does basically is updates the trades. Auto trade is 3 stars, and distribute words is 2 stars. Both of them are very good. Auto trade is obviously the best. Or you can use them on your own stations, but because our station is currently under construction, we can't do that. And quite frankly, it's probably not useful for us right this present now, because what I need for my station, this faction is really struggling on. So we've got a massive profit potential here. The reason why I picked up on that is because I got the station going earlier on. I realised that it's actually lacking on hull parts.
Second contact.
It's got no hull parts, so it's really struggling. So I know now that this system here, this sector, really needs hull parts. I then took away right. So what I know is for our hull parts is I'm going to need refined metals. We're providing the ore refineries with all the resources they need, so we can now capitalize on taking out their goods and get them to the hull parts, and then we have a supply of hull parts for ourselves and for the other faction. This isn't a never-ending cycle. This could dry up. So again, you need to keep an eye on it. Let's go ahead and let's get to our... We're using this ore refiner at the moment. So, trade with. So I know that this has got a decent... It's plus 9% from average price. So it's still quite expensive, but it has got some resources. Perfect. Let's check out over our refinery that we spotted here. There we go. Again... This is plus 16 from average price, so it's a little bit more expensive, but it does have more resources available. We're supplying this one here, so this one here is more than likely going to have more resources. So let's do it again. We'll set up our repeat order. Repeat orders. Confirm. Now got the order queue on loop. I'm going to tell it to buy from. We want it to buy refined metals. We want it to buy up to 585. Maximum price. I'm going to increase the maximum price because
requesting immediate backup.
As a matter of fact, do I want to set? No, we'll set it to about 170. 170 for now. Because obviously if we do it too much, we'll lose the profit. Now, this is why I said you need to be careful. We're now going to want to sell it. Where's our whole parts? Here we go. Sell 2. We want refined metals. Quantity to keep 0. Minimum price. I'm going to set that to about 170. So we're going to get break even basically. Why do you want break even? Well, because you still get reputation. The jobs are still done. You're still getting XP for your for your trading ship. So you're still winning basically. We can increase this slightly if we want to, so you can go 171, and you know you're going to get 585 credits extra on top of it. Not much of a big deal, but we'll go to 170 there. Confirm. Now I've got a buy and sell order. That's it. You've just basically set up an auto mine. Sorry, an auto trade. The only thing you've done is you've restricted it to just the one. What we could do... Oh, I've just dragged that by mistake. Remove this order. What we could do if we really wanted to is we can go ahead and we can tell it to buy from the other refinery as well. And we can get it supplying both of them. Let's have a look at our trade offers. We're selling refined metals for 166. So we're going to buy some refined metals. And what is our current offer on here? There is no price for the whole parts because... Oh, sorry, refined metals. 207. So we're going to be selling them refined metals at a very good price. You can tweak them figures down a little bit. Obviously, I've set it quite close to each other. You can tweak them back and forward a little bit to earn a little bit more profit and stuff like that. That is where that does matter a little bit more. The miner doesn't, because you're not putting you're not putting your money in to buy it initially, so you're not losing as much from lowering your price down. I'm hoping this helps out with the repeat orders, because this is a game changer, and when we come to doing our station and stuff like that, this is really going to change how we operate. Well, let me know in the comment section if you have any struggles, comments, questions, ideas, anything whatsoever. And if you think I'm doing something wrong, then always tell me and I will correct it or I will address it. But until next time, everybody, take care for now. And I'll see you all on the next one. Bye-bye for now.